You are the star. What's good, fam? This is Big J, the Travel G. Saying what's up, peace and blessings and shalom. All my fans, all my family, everybody. Wow. As I kick back, think about life, I can remember somebody asked me about Africa. I said, man, you've been going to Africa all these years, living out there, being out there. What have you learned? What has being out there taught you? So you really want to know? If you really want to know what Africa has taught me, it's going to teach you the same thing. It's called patience. See, if you come here, you realize that nothing here happens overnight. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens like this. Everything here happens in their own time, in its own season. See, from America, we come from a society where everything happens just like that a lot of times. But here, everything has its time, everything has its season, and nothing is really, it more than likely not going to go on your time. So if you got something you're doing, it could be a business or it could be something you're waiting to pop off or whatever. It's not really going to pop off when you expect it. But I can say it'll pop off in its proper time. That's Africa. What else have I learned? Here, it's an important thing is family. Out here, without family, you don't really have shit. Family, your family name, the family you link with, that's something that opens doors for you. If you try and do things on your own, things can happen for you, but not as efficient as if you roll with a family. So family is very important, and that's understood here. Respect, that's another thing. If you want to survive in a place like this, one thing you gotta know when you go from place to place is you gotta respect them elders. Elders, they pretty much are the fabric of the society, so even if you don't particularly like the person, you still have to respect them. And there's things and people in place that will make sure that takes place. You're not gonna come here and be disrespectful, particularly to the elders. You're not gonna survive here with that kind of stuff. It's just not gonna happen. So those are some good things, some of the main things that I've learned being here. Apart from that, everything is pretty much the same as where you would find it anywhere else. But that's one of the main things. If you get those things under wraps, then you probably won't have too much problems. Another thing is things here happen a lot different than the States. A lot of things happen. They don't always see things physically, but a lot of times things are here seen spiritually. So that's another subject for a different time, but Africa is a very spiritual place, so a lot of things we see in the West as a physical issue, here it's a spiritual issue. You might see a person that look like you're crazy, you're going through it and talking to yourself, mumbling, doing all kind of shit. In the States, we'll diagnose it like the man's crazy. Over here, they diagnose it like it's a spiritual problem. And they have a spiritual way to rectify the issue and fix it. So there is a difference in the way things roll here as opposed to the way things roll in the West. And when you come here, you have to have certain understanding. If you don't, you'll be in for a big surprise. Oftentimes, people in the States, they often rely on their physical strength, lifting weights and being a big bad motherfucker that can fight, do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Here, big difference. People here can hurt you without even touching you physically. So Africa's a different ball game, man. You know what I mean? So all the shit you think you know, when you come here, you gotta leave it at the door. Your physical strength don't mean shit here. A small guy can take your ass out and don't even have to touch you. That's the difference. So what people here do, as opposed to what they do in the States, they fortify themselves physically. Over here, they fortify themselves spiritually. So you can ask yourself which one is the ruler, which one is the master. That's up to you to decide. But if I was to bet, I put my money on spiritual than physical, because I know that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. Other people might beg to differ, but spirituality ain't no joke, especially out here. Just know that and understand that. Understand that. Besides your inner. And that's just some things to know. That's what I learned being here. Seen quite a bit. Some things I could talk about, some things I ain't even gonna talk about. Some things you can only see when you get here, and what goes on here often has to stay here. Some shit you can't even put on film. Some things you can capture, but some things of a spiritual nature you won't capture on film. You have to either be here or hear about it. That's it. That's how the game goes. That's what it is. Yeah. Another thing that's taken very seriously out here is marriage. You know, we often take it for a joke in the States. Well, we don't take it for a joke, but let's just say it's just not as serious stateside as it is here. I can remember just before I got married, my wife, she wasn't even my fiance at the time, but I went to go visit her at her house. And when I visited her at her house, me and her pops, we got to talking. Before you know it, we was talking for like 2 hours straight, just vibing. Then a little later, my girlfriend at the time, she came to me and she was like, "Hey, so what was you and my dad talking about?" And I was just like, well, I just told your pops I was gonna grab you and me and you was gonna go get married. You know, I was just messing with him. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna snatch you up and we're gonna go get married. We're gonna get hitched. And she did something that tripped me out. She looked at me in my eyes and she said, "So, you think just two people get married?" And then she walked off. And then it was just like, dang. That shit hit me like, bam. You know, the point she was making is that out here, it's not just two people that get married. It's two families. You're a representative of your family, she's a representative of her family, and you two come together. And that's probably one of the hardest things you might have to encounter if you're not ready for that. A lot of us are aware of that from the States, but then we come from a system where two people are just going to get married. It's just you two against the world. But out here, it don't work like that. Nah, it's two families. It's two families coming together. I said the whole marriage thing is a whole nother just something to area keep in mind, altogether, because even marriages, man, can last a few days. Most of the time, a marriage here is more than one day. My marriage was 3 days. I had a 3-day wedding. And so the first day is well, let's say it's the traditional wedding. And then the second day would be more of a religious thing. So if you're a Muslim, you would do some mosque thing, or Christian, you would do like a church thing. And then the second day, or the third day rather, is like a Thanksgiving celebration. But it's 3 days, and some go longer than that, just like funerals. So when I say those things are taken seriously, I'm not just talking. I'm telling you the real. So it's just something to be aware of, But once you get here, you get in the flow of things, There's a lot of things you will adapt to, but then there's some things you won't, and that's also understood because you are coming from a different place, a different background, different way of life. So the good thing is that our people here, most of them, are intelligent enough to understand the difference and understand that we are coming from somewhere else. So the things that would really, let's just say a person that was born and raised here will be held to a certain standard, all right? But you coming from somewhere else, if you don't abide by some things, then, they can't really 100% hold you accountable, you know what I mean? Usually when you know better, you do better, but that's also, the fact that you're coming from elsewhere also is taken into consideration. So, like I said, those are the things that I learned and experienced on my own, being here, and with the help of good, loving people. You know what I mean? And there's more. But I can't be here all day, but we'll talk soon. And I'll keep everybody up to date on what's going on. All right, family, y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. One love.